And the next poem is entitled Remember, Don't You? 2004. And the song is Down Easter Alexa by Billy Joel. Remember, don't you? 2004. Remember the boat that was always missing? Well, I have it now, which you know already, don't you? To sail it with you by my side into tranquil waters would have been fitting. Trying to find tranquil waters to sail it the right way for the first time seems just too elusive, since you were not with me to pull the jib sail into the wind. You once said and wrote to me that my love was the wind beneath your wings. But if my love was the wind beneath your wings, then you are now a gust of wind that seldom comes by, but when it does, is my inspiration to keep sailing onward on my journey to find the next port of refuge in this world, which lacks meaning at times. Because you are not here to light my way from the house on the hill, the lighthouse, that house that was the last thing you gave me before you died, but it's the first thing that will come into my mind when I start sailing again. Thank you. That's a true story. My wife gave me a lighthouse, and you turn it on, and it bong, but it's very annoying. Bong, 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 bong. She used to tell me, I'm giving this to you, but do not keep it on all the time. But I did. I loved it so much. So the next poem is called Middle Age Reflections, 2005, and the song is "It Was a Very Good Year," sung by Frank Sinatra. Middle Age Reflections, 2005. Hometown today looks the same as it did yesterday, when the little boy asks his mother for a toy or a candy cane, or why other children celebrated Christmas and we didn't. It seemed important at the time, but not now. As my father walks down the grocery aisle and him asking me, "Where's ice cream?" as I directed him on his journey through his hometown supermarket, which looked the same as it did yesterday, when the little boy was tagging along on the shopping trip, but now asking why things happen the way they happen, and wanting to ensure that when I'm in need of support from my children, that they can feel that I did the best I could, and that I feel that I did, and that I did accomplish all I desired, and know it, rather than not seeing it or understanding what I had really wanted out of life. Is that what my father feels through his journey in the hometown supermarket, which is the same as it was yesterday, except for my gray hair and perhaps what I hope is 50 years of wisdom? Thank you. The next poem is entitled Solitude of Knowing, 2005. And the song chosen is Rhymes and Reasons by John Denver. Solitude of Knowing, 2005. The solitude of knowing that you are there and hoping that you are feeling peace because you're not in physical pain. And I am trying, yes trying, as you wrote to me years ago, that not trying would be failure. Trying to make some semblance of reality out of the most painful experience of my life, of our children's lives. Hours, 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 one. The way I've always felt about you and us, that we were one. The one thing that made all the difference to me in my quest for self. Thank you. This poem is entitled To the Next Love, 2006, Perhaps or Perhaps Not. And the song is the famous song, Somewhere My Love. To the Next Love, 2006, Perhaps or Perhaps Not. The specialness of your warmth touches me in so many ways that go beyond the intimate. It's as if we were meant to be together at this specific time in our lives. Why do I immediately feel your warmth after hearing your voice? It's because I'm hearing your words warm my heart and your soul warming mine, hoping that I can live up to what you've given me, your love and your warmth and your soul that wraps around me saying, it's okay to love again, to love you and be loved again by you. Thank you. And we go to more of a political poem called Echoes of War, 2006 and 1972. And the song I chose is In the Ghetto, sung by Elvis Presley. Echoes of War, 2006 and 1972. We did ask why we were there, and again now we ask why we are there. Was it worth the finality of death? This time there are also no body bags, but not on television. The government always states, in the name of national security, and we can't leave now, what will happen? There will never be a draft, because the National Guard can fight internationally. They struck us by surprise behind trees in the jungle. It was Vietnam. They strike us by surprise behind suicide bombers, our heads shaking dust off our minds. It's not Vietnam. It's Iraq and Afghanistan. 40 years later, and 56,000 boys dead, we realized that it was the wrong war then. Do we need to hear the echoes of the dead, echoes of war, to realize it is the wrong war again? Listen more closely for the answer. Listen more closely for the answer. Thank you. Okay, the next song is The Family Dogs and Cats, 1993, and the song is Eagles and Horses, John Denver. The Family Dogs and Cats, 1993. As a young boy, having a dog that would be my buddy and other animals was a dream. The dream of a dog and a cat and another cat had to wait until I had my own family when I did get a dog and call him Buddy. When we had the 3 children in 8 years, and then after 5 more years, my children and wife thought the family unit would not be complete until we had a dog, and another dog, and a cat, and another cat. The Buddy dog was the leader of the pack, watching over the other dog, the cat, and the other cat, and watching over all of us in his protective, circling, herding way. The Buddy dog is not well now, but one thing remains. When finally my dream was realized, the Buddy dog completed our family unit, along with the 3 kids, the other dog, the cat, and the other cat, and the heart and soul of the family, my wife. Somehow, she knew that the more love in the home, the better, to help us get over pain and heartache, or even everyday issues.